Testing 1, 2, 3. This will be the November 5th, 2014 Community Redevelopment Agency Board meeting.
Is everybody ready? Lenore?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call to order City of Satellite Beach Community Redevelopment Agency Board regular meeting of November 5th, 2014, approximately 6 p.m. Please join Board Member Montanaro for a moment of silence and the pledge.
If you'll join me for a moment of silence, please. Followed by the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 3, Executive Director's Report.
Thank you, Mayor. We included a somewhat cryptic, if you will, update on the A1A plan, and basically the gist of this is we have been meeting with our Traffic Engineering Data Solutions consulting group that we contracted with to do the the pedestrian count analysis to make sure that we had a justification for all of the crosswalks that we were asking for in our A1A plan. We've been discussing those with the Department of Transportation, and we believe that most of what we want is going to be accepted. There was one intersection, which was Hightower, that did not meet those counts, but we can always add a pedestrian island to the island at a later date. But most of our crossing points were accepted. I think we may have some difficulties with the physical location of some, so we're working through those with DOT right now. The good thing is that we are also incorporating pads for shelters or benches, and we've been working with the Space Coast Transit Agency, or Area Transit, I'm sorry, and FDOT to talk about where those locations would be best suited, and they are very acceptable to providing those facilities for us. So we're continuing to work on that, and we will be glad to bring the final to you, hopefully at your next meeting, when we get that information.
Good. Thank you. Questions for the director?
The Hightower area is probably going to be the most heavily used area when that whole place is developed, and for them not to be forward-thinking enough to.
Well, we have a lighted intersection though there, so we weren't too concerned with not having a pedestrian island there.
Okay.
So it didn't really bother us for that point that much, because it is a lighted intersection. We will have, the button and everything for crossing and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Because that's going to be a heavily traveled.
It will be,
intersection at some point in time in the near future,
right.
Hopefully. Okay.
I do, but I think I'll bring mine up under board member comments.
Okay.
Even though it has to do with the DOT. And I talked to Courtney on it before, and I'll just bring it up under my comments. Okay, thank you. Any other questions to the executive director? Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 4, discuss take action, on the CRA resolution number 9.
Thank you, Chairman. This resolution is our end of the year for 13-14 budget resolution, which basically sets up the budget so when we end the year, we won't exceed our budget or exceed expenditures. We did receive estimated an increase in revenues of $30,522. So we had to accept those revenues, and then we had to spend them. So we are proposing to return an estimated $33,724 back to the taxing authorities pursuant to our community redevelopment plan, as well as the statutes. But I did want to mention that that's an estimate, so we don't, in case we have some future expenditures that we're not, that we didn't anticipate. So, everyone makes mistakes, so we want to make sure that we don't make a mistake like that. So what we actually anticipate going back to the taxing authorities is higher than that. It will probably be about 60,000. So we'll know that at the time of the audit. Okay?
Thank you. Questions concerning agenda item 4? Hearing none, at this time, open up for public comment on agenda item 4. Bring it back to council. Let me read the resolution. Resolution number 9, a resolution of the City of Satellite Beach Community Redevelopment Agency, Brevard County, Florida, amending the fiscal year 2013-14 CRA budget. Resolution number 5, said resolution was previously amended by CRA Resolution number 7 and provided an effective date.
Move to adopt CRA Resolution number 9.
Second?
I have a motion by Vice Chair Gott, second by Board Member Montanaro. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Lenore?
Dominic Montanaro,
Yes.
Lorraine Dodd,
Yes.
Chairman Patino.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Board member comments. Anybody have? I do. My comment is on, for the DOT on State Road A1A. The intersection at Satellite High School, Dunkin' Donut, there's a right-hand turn lane there. And having noticed in the mornings, people go turning into the donut place, but more people are turning into the high school itself there. And what happens is, because that gets backed up, you back up the west lane of the southbound lane of A1A. If they made that turn lane longer, you would eliminate some of the backup on that inside lane there. And if they're going to be out there, my thing was just to take a look at it, because I know that people are not supposed to do this, but you look at what happens when people turn in to the donut place there. You know, they're waiting to turn in, and the parking lot's full, and it jams up that intersection pretty good. So that's the only comment I had.
Staff's already looking into it, and I want to just say that we were talking about it at the staff meeting. We agreed, because people also pull over onto the grass, and we're going to have a sidewalk down that area, and we don't want them to mess up the sidewalk. So we're going to go ahead and pose that. I think we're going to try to take a picture and send that over to DOT to make sure that if it's not included in the plans, that it gets in there.
Okay, thank you. Any other comment by board members? Hearing none, moving on to agenda item 6, adoption of minutes of September 3rd, 2014.
I'll make a motion to approve the CRA minutes from the September 3rd meeting as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion by board member Montanaro, second by Vice Chair Gott, to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Lenore?
Lorraine Dodd,
Yes.
Dominic Montanaro.
Yes.
Chairman Patino.
Yes. Motion carries. Nothing. Any further agenda items? Hearing none, meeting is adjourned.
Can you start the council meeting?
10 minutes. Yeah. Sorry, I'm